Matt Walsh. Charlie.
Great quote.
Charlie tried to have conversations with you on the left, and you killed him for it.
Oh, wow.
You're killing us in our churches. You tried to kill our president. You killed one of our greatest advocates in Charlie Kirk. You have been openly cheering for and celebrating and encouraging and committing political violence for years. It's too late to turn the temperature down. This is a professed Christian, by the way.
Okay.
This is not a time to hold hands. It's a time for justice. This is a time for good to fight back against evil. It is time for the righteous to prevail. So who the fuck is you in this, Matt Walsh?
I think he would say it's the political left.
I think he's falling. I think one of the mistakes of the left, I know these terms are useful sometimes. Oftentimes, they're
Sure.
the way Matt Walsh is using it is infuriating. But generally on the political left,
yeah.
I just lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me. But I was shared posts and YouTube shorts, all versions of the left wants you dead. Yeah. And I'm like, what is the left? Oh, yeah. So the left in general will put people in boxes oftentimes. And even the pastor mentioned oppress and oppressor. Yeah. There is a thing in Marxism, and just take that. Just don't get triggered by that. Everyone is triggered by Marx in various ways.
They shouldn't be.
I agree with you.
He's talking about Marxism. It's an apostrophe S.
But in general,
in case you were worried,
on a cartoonish level, if you look at people as you are either an oppressor or oppressed, that's not the way humans work. There's way more gray than that.
Yeah, a lot more layers.
And so that I push back against people that Marxist types, which I think Marx would have more to say than that. But he is doing that right now. He's doing a version of in versus out in a way. He's creating enemies right now. The person across the street from my parents, that is just all he does is watch MSNBC all day.
Yeah.
And he thinks my parents are cartoonish MAGA people who hate people.
Yeah.
My parents are not that, even though they're sympathetic to some of the right-wing stuff and Trump. But I know them enough to know they're not that cartoon character.
They're a different cartoon character.
Well, everyone's a cartoon character at some level.
Sorry.
No, but and also there's a reaction to that from the right to the left, which is now that quote is a hell of a quote where it's like, what happens the next time gosh, I'm stumbling. I know. Give me a second. The shooter is not healthy. Whatever happened, he's not somebody that's like well informed and healthy and engaged and in tune. Like generally people can have different opinions on multiple things and not kill people.
It happens every day,
almost all the time.
It's happening tonight.
Yes. And I just think the people like this with huge platforms.
Yeah.
I think that's obviously it's out of context, but I've gotten so many of those things sent to me where it's like, the left wants you dead.
Right.
It's like, who the fuck is the left?
Yeah.
Is the left the guy across the street that just has a different opinion than you? Because that's what the shooter fell victim to. He fell prey to that mentality in the extreme level. And so don't buy into that, especially if you're a Christian. If you're not a Christian, I can't help you. I know revenge. Let's get even. Let's get justice in the way that we see fit. I get it. I get those impulses. But if you're a Christian, either be a Christ follower or don't. And I know it's not as simple as I just made it sound.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when it comes to like othering people, that's an example of othering on the right. That's like, I can't see how that's healthy. Change my mind.
Does so I'll pause on whatever the reaction should be to it, but let me respond to what I think the input pre-reaction could be. And I think the input that he describes is, I've heard plenty of and seen plenty of montages of the left calling the right Nazis and fascists. And eventually,
I agree that happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's documented. It's easy to find. You don't have to search very hard.
And I think it's gross.
And eventually, it's not a leap to say, if you are someone who's mentally unstable and you are being fed a message which says these people are Nazis and fascists and therefore are going to ruin the entire world, why would you not believe that you need to stop that?
Yeah. It's would you kill baby Hitler? It's a version of that.
It's would you kill baby Hitler? And instead, this is translates to would you kill 31-year-old Hitler?
Yeah, somebody that might become president one day.
Sure.
He's on that track.
But they don't. It doesn't even have to be president. The description, the
He's
labeling,
assisting Hitler right now.
The othering and labeling of Nazis and fascists is not purely ascribed to Donald Trump. And so, at some level, I think that's where the complexity of what he's leading to. He's vague in what.
Oh, I think the world knows where you stand, Andy.
He's vague in whatever the response means. He doesn't say what it is, but I'm going to pause. So I'll just draw a line before that. What he's not wrong is is describing you have labeled an entire culture segment of the culture and society as Nazis and fascists, and effectively you are fomenting violence by that type of behavior, because who wouldn't want to stop Hitler? Who wouldn't want to kill Hitler?
Right.
Baby or not. And I think I would want to engage that with another hypothetical, since it's a fake hypothetical. I would want to make sure Hitler nuclear
is nurtured,
baby Hitler
has a loving father and mother, and like a different. It's like archery.
Trans Hitler.
You just take.
Do you even kill him now? How could you? Are you not supportive?
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to do with that.
You just said trans Hitler.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Sounds like a C movie. But Hitler in this
you
fake
gotta treat
example,
the trans community better.
we go back to baby
Okay.
Hitler. I agree with that. But unless it's Hitler, I'm just kidding. Baby Hitler, you just take a couple small deviations from early in his life, and you don't have Hitler. So as long as we're talking about fake scenarios where you go back in time and kill Hitler,
I have no idea what you're talking about. But
I would.
it's okay.
I would deviate Hitler onto the righteous path.
That's fun, and that's fun to think of sweet Hitler, but that's not reality.
I'm with you though, but
so that's I think so. I'm going to steelman his point. His point is founded in reality, which is there is scores of data to say you have a contingent of people who would say, I'll just put left of center, people who would not have voted for anyone anywhere right of center, who have chosen to demonize, and I'll use I think it's, can we agree that saying if someone is a Nazi or a fascist, that's demonizing them? Is that okay? Can you agree with that?
That's a pretty strong statement. Yeah.
Read it again. I was chambering.
I'm not reading anything. This is coming from my soul.
Repeat it again. I mean, I confess.
Okay.
I was thinking about the next thing I was going to say in real time. Let me humbly confess.
That's not
I
true
wasn't
dialogue.
listening to
This
you.
is what my wife says to me. She's like, don't just wait until it's your turn to talk. Listen to me.
I love that in this example, I can be your wife, Andy.
You are my work wife.
A lot of people think we're already married anyway, so whatever.
In the Lord's eyes. I don't know what that means.
Pod
I don't know what
wives.
that means. Okay, so
It's usually sexual.
I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit here.
I can't imagine why.
Podcast listener or viewer, I'm so
Well-
sorry.
Hey, I saw Colin viscerally body language react as you were talking. You got any thoughts? Like
to which part?
I don't know.
Yeah,
just anything. Well, he's reclaiming his train of thought.
At the end of the day, like, I think what Matt Walsh is implying here is that if you demonstrate and promote a certain rhetoric about a large swath of people that implies they are evil and deserve to die, when that happens, do you not retain some level of responsibility for what happened?
Which is the exact same logic people are using about why the shooter was justified, which I disagree with.
But you don't see the same behavior from both sides.
We have seen the same behavior. Maybe right in terms of political violence, it skews more one way than the other.
Yeah,
but I think it's a fool's errand to think like, oh, that means to draw conclusions or like to dunk on. It's like, what does the country need now to be like, oh, our team is more peaceful than you? Everyone can find examples of things that run counter to that, even if it skews one way more than the other.
But that's the point, is that it does skew deeply one way.
Is Laura Loomer? Do you know who Laura Loomer is?
I know who she is because of a podcast that we listen to, but I've never listened to her directly, so I know secondhand.
Colin doesn't know about anybody we've been talking about. Have you heard of Laura Loomer?
Nope. She's striking out again.
She's
guys.
really into knitting.
That's cool.
Nice. That is a fun little anecdote there.
It's not true. It's just loom. You know what a loom is?
So
I do.
Colin knows what a loom is.
You know what a shuttlecock is?
Yeah, I do.
That's good.
That sounds hot.
You should keep moving forward.
It's when you get a boner in space. That's what it is. I think that's the scientific term is. That's what they call it.
Oh shoot, we can't come out of orbit yet. Charles still hasn't got rid of shuttlecock.
We've been docking for a long time. Okay.
Laura Loomer, investigative journalist, free spirit, founder of Loomered.
Free spirit's the most important point there.
This is from her Twitter bio. Loomer Unleashed, former Project Veritas operative. She uses.
Wow.
America First, feisty Jewess. Anyway, she's got the ear of the president. She's not a bot. She's not nobody. Anyways, one of her recent tweets in response to this, which I think is like sort of what you're talking about, but from the right.
Okay.
You cannot be kind to your enemy. I just hope people come to realize this soon. You have to be vicious. There's nothing wrong with being vicious for the sake of saving our country. Now,
what does vicious mean?
If it's true,
let's talk about what vicious means.
If it's true that the country is going to go away and like literally there's enemies at the gates, Hitler is marching.
Yeah.
The argument to be vicious, like then you're like, okay, maybe we have to do some things we would not normally do.
Yeah.
Like if somebody comes into my house,
okay,
I do not want to kill anyone that comes into my house, even if they have bad intentions. I want to resolve it peacefully. It's possible.
Yeah. It's
not going to end that way. I will not like that. Anyways, with that logic, like you're right. What does it mean? What does this mean? But
be
that's
specific.
all we're doing right now on both sides. The reason this guy got to that point is because of his version of that rhetoric. And I would say that Matt Walsh, that the rhetoric of Matt Walsh is like, it leaves it up to the user's imagination to be like, ooh, that person disagrees with me. That person's on the left, or that person's on the right. That person's MAGA.
But that's my point.
It's a recipe.
They might be, but that doesn't mean they're your enemy.
And I agree with you there.
They're not your enemy. Like,
and even if they are, even if they have bad intent for you, what's the Christian call? Colin's a wizard. Let the wizard speak. By the way, did you guys know wizard is never late? A wizard arrives precisely when he means to, or she. Colin, are there women wizards?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
They're called whiz herds.
Wise herds?
Whiz herds. Herds. Also,
your pun game's on point.
This guy that we knew in high school, he could pee really far. We called him the wizard.
Wait, say that again.
He could pee really far. Wizard.
Can I just say this podcast has a lot of range?
I'm sorry.
So does
Listener,
his
I
stream,
apologize.
the guy in high school.
I apologize.
Nice.
I made that up. It's not true.
Nice,
It's a
Colin.
stupid pun.